What's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP. I know I haven't really been making any videos as far as like actually putting content on here. It's just when everyday life gets in the way and stuff comes up, you got more important things to take care of. I'm not like, people, some people on here who want to keep their narratives alive, want to keep their bullshit narratives alive, and keep spreading half-truths and lies and everything. I got better things to do in my life than to be sitting here making videos 24/7. But I just want to touch on a few things real quick. Some of this is maybe old news to you guys, but I just wanted to, give you my take on it. As far as like what are people saying, what are the playoffs been going on and everything. I know I really haven't been doing any updates on that. To be honest with you, I've been watching, periodically. I watched a little bit of the series between Miami and Milwaukee. I'm kind of disappointed that Milwaukee went out like that. As far as like, them getting swept, getting 4-1 and everything. I don't know if Giannis is going to stay or leave. Either way, I wouldn't have a problem with any type of decision he's made. End of the day, he has to live his life. You understand what I mean? He has to live his life. He has to do what's best for his best interest. And if he feels like leaving Milwaukee is in his best interest to further, to have more opportunities to compete for titles, hey, end of the day, it is what it is. We can't criticize him for it. We can't hold it against him because end of the day, he's still a great player that's going to get better. He's only 25 years old, okay? And not everybody's going to be on a championship team right away. You understand? Which segues to, I heard a statement Charles Barkley said like a week ago back when Milwaukee's season was over. He made a statement referring to, I hope Giannis doesn't become a chump or a punk and leave Milwaukee. He has to stay. He has to defend his shield. He has to stay with the team that drafted him to secure his greatness. Which I find pretty hypocritical and funny coming from Barkley. It seemed like ever since LeBron James went to Miami, he's had a huge problem. He's had a huge problem with all these superstar players going to different teams, going to different teams in free agency. I find it pretty hypocritical on his part because twice he got the 2 times he left his original team because you got to think. He got traded twice because he demanded a trade. So basically, he's worse off than what LeBron did, KD did, and Giannis potentially may or may not do. Think back. Charles Barkley got drafted 1984 draft, number 5 pick. He went to a 76ers team that was a year removed from winning the NBA championship. Okay? He was a year removed from winning the NBA championship. He still had a team with Doc, Moses, Andrew Toney, Mike Ivoroni, Billy Cunningham, and Maurice Cheeks. And he was on a loaded team from jump. I know people are going to, some people will say, oh, well, they were past their prime, yada, 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 this, that, and the third bullshit. Listen, that team went to the Eastern Conference Finals in 1986, the year Boston Celtics went 40-1 at home and won the NBA championship. The Philadelphia 76ers went to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, you're not past your prime because that lets me know you're still playing at a high level, even at an advanced age. Even when Julius Erving and Moses Malone were at the tail end of their career, they were still pretty effective players. Okay, so it's not like you didn't have any help outside the gate. You had yourself, you had Doc, Moses, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Mark Iavaroni, Billy Cunningham as your coach. So, like, I just find it pretty hypocritical coming from him, being as though after those guys got traded and left, yeah, they weren't as good as they were, but he kept them in contention. You know, he basically kept them in contention from 87 to 91, okay? And basically, he started rubber rousing against the team because he wanted to leave the 76ers, saying they weren't good enough, his teammates were trash, which might be true, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, well, I died on my shield, I never left my team, but yet you did it twice. But yet you want to criticize all these new superstars that want to do the same. Rather, they're not going around demanding trades like you did. Basically, you shitted on Barkley shitted on his teammates, number one, disrespected his coach. He did everything within his power to get traded out of Philly, to get traded from the 76ers, okay? I mean, first time it worked, went to the Phoenix Suns, okay? And that's a team that had Cedric Ceballos, Kevin Johnson, Tom Chambers, Danny Ainge, Dan Marley. And you can't sit here and tell me that wasn't a loaded team. You had 2 All-Stars on your team, so you can't say that wasn't a loaded team, okay? And then years down the line, you demanded a trade again to Houston because you felt like Phoenix wasn't no longer good enough to win titles. You demanded a trade to Houston, and basically you got your way. But then again, every time Shaq rips you because he doesn't agree with it, Shaq doesn't agree with what Barkley says, and then he pulls I won 4 championship count. Then Barkley comes back at Shaq and saying, well, you would have won those championships without Dwayne Wade or Kobe Bryant or whatever. Give me Dwayne Wade, give me Kobe Bryant, this, that, and the third. He loves to discredit Shaq every time Shaq comes back at him with the championship argument. But thing is, though, when you really think about it, Barkley had every chance Shaq got of winning a championship. He came up short. He just came up short. Let's call for what it is. Okay? X amount of times he had an opportunity, just as many times as Shaq, to win an NBA championship. Okay? First year in Phoenix, got beat by the Bulls, okay? In the finals. The next year, had a 2-0 lead against the Rockets, had a 2-0 lead coming back home to Phoenix, but then proceeded to drop the next three games and lost that series in 7 games. And then the next year, he carves up a 3-1 lead, okay? And the thing about that one is, they were heavily favored in that series. And that was probably out of the back-to-back team. That was easily the worst team. That was on there, you know? And that was easily of the 2 Houston back-to-back Houston title teams. Record-wise, that was the worst. They may have been better at overall talent, But as far as continuity and as far as actual continuity, they weren't they were one of the best teams out here as far as actual continuity on the court. You know, so yeah, it's like Barkley becomes a real hypocrite when it comes to that. And later on down the road, he tried to squeeze in a title with Houston, with both Drexler and Olajuwon for a couple years, and then his last couple years in the league, he got the Rockets to trade for Scottie Pippen. So I just find it overall real hypocritical that Barkley calls out these players that want to go to other teams when the way he did it was more egregious than what LeBron, KD, or any other superstar that may want to change teams going down the road. You know. Thing is, though, the reason we criticize KD is not because he left Oklahoma City. Okay. We criticize KD for who he went to. Okay. He went to the team that whooped his ass. Basically whooped his ass. He gave away a 3-1 lead. And to make matters worse, that said team won the championship the year prior to the last year he was in OKC. And to top it all off, they won 73 games the year before he got there. So that's the main reason why I'm critical of Kevin Durant. Okay, I'm not taking away what a great player he is. No, never that. He's arguably, he's arguably the best player in the league. You know, I feel like he's maybe 1A, top 3 at worst. He's in my top 15 of all time. You know, but at the end of the day, that was a weak move. I'm sorry. Of who he ended up with was weak. Okay? Now, you're going to say, well, LeBron did the same thing. No, it's not the same. How many more times I got to say this crap? How many more times I got to say this shit? that shit right there, that shit right there is night and day. If it's anything close to what Kevin Durant did, LeBron James would have probably either went to Boston or LA 10 years earlier. 7, 8 years earlier. So there's nothing. It's nothing. Those two moves don't even compare. They're like apples and oranges, whatever. But get back to what Barkley. Huh? Yeah. I heard you. Hey, sorry about that. But yeah, I apologize for the interruption. But anyway, getting to back what Barkley's concerned, I think a part of him, I don't think he'll ever come out and admit this, though I think behind closed doors, he probably actually feels this way. He's probably envious of the opportunities these players have had as far as free agency, as far as choosing their destinations and where they go, as far as their, taking control of their careers instead of like their front office determining, general managers and owners determining the players' fates. I think, if I'm be honest, if Barkley ended up winning a championship in either of those situations with the Phoenix Suns or the Houston Rockets, I think he'd be singing a different tune here. But like I said, I think a part of him is envious. Part of him is a little envious of these new players and the opportunities he has. And I feel like it's just not fair to put some type of label and it's kind of dishonest to put some type of label on Giannis Antekoumpo if he decides to leave Milwaukee. If he decides to leave the Milwaukee Bucks, I just feel like it's very, very disingenuous on Barkley's part because it didn't work out for him. It's just it's part of him is probably envious behind closed doors, like I said, but part of him is envious. But yeah, I just get the feeling, man, that every time superstar free agent is up for free agency and there's talk of him possibly going to another team, he always says, "Oh, I wish this player would stay here, or I wish this player would stay there." I think that's him being envious of him being very envious of the other situation. But let me know what y'all think.